Today, I'm going to take this houseboat from Fixer Upper Season 4 and recreate it in House Flipper 2. Fixer Upper is probably one of the most popular shows about home renovations and has inspired me to want to renovate my home from scratch a few times, but because I rent, that isn't possible anyway. Instead, I can vent out all the ideas in House Flipper 2. There is this houseboat in House Flipper 2. And while looking for ideas, I came across episode 10, season 4 of Fixer Upper. It's about Brett Swartz, who wants to find a houseboat for himself and his 4 kids for $85,000. So Joanna and Chip Gaines come along, take an old double-decker and turn it into a super-duper houseboat in their notorious modern farmhouse design. And I thought, this is a houseboat. This is a houseboat. Let's do it! Before I could start, I had to measure whether the House Flipper houseboat was comparable in terms of measurements. In the episode of Fixer Upper, it is said that the houseboat is 13 meters long. I measured the houseboat with the building tool and it is also slightly more than 13 meters. The first thing on my list was to add another story. Brett Swartz's houseboat is a double-decker. The houseboat in House Flipper only has 1 floor. I built another floor, and after taking a look at it, I realized I should have paid more attention to detail. For my second attempt, I made markings beforehand and that way placed the walls much more correctly. I also adjusted the front wall and moved the outside stairway to the inside. And changed the roof. In the end, nothing of the original structure was left. When everything seemed right, I added panels and color. I didn't put in the windows yet because I wanted to use Jungfrau and I didn't know yet what I might want to put on the walls. The next 2 things on my list were step number 2, recreating the room layout. In Fixer Upper, the lower floor has an open kitchen with a living room and a small bathroom, and the upper floor has 4 box beds for the children and a bedroom for the father. Step number 3, accessorize. Brett Swartz says in the episode that he likes to keep things simple. That's why the houseboat contains many basics that can also be found in a similar form in the House Flipper 2 catalog. When the walls on the lower floor were up, I looked around and I thought it would be very unfortunate if I built the whole floor plan and then the furniture didn't fit, because then I would have to redo it all over again. I decided to first fully complete the bathroom. I then finished the stairs in the living room, decided on a sofa, put in the kitchen cabinets, and everything went just smoothly and easy and with no problems at all. Nah, just kidding. The kitchen was an absolute pain in the you-know-what, because nothing went how I wanted it to. The light-colored steel didn't look like light-colored steel as a refrigerator texture. The doors in the House Flipper catalog didn't have the right measurements to make the back door the right size, which is why the kitchen unit next to it didn't have the right proportions either. And after putting things back and forth for 2 hours, I was completely fed up, called it quits, and continued with the upper floor. The box beds on the upper floor originally were the part where I had the most question marks in my head because I had no real idea how to do it. But after a bit of trial and error, I took 2 middle bunk beds, hit the headboard and a footboard with the molding tool, installed some lamps, put in windows, and then I was already done. In the bedroom, there wasn't much going on either. There's a wall with wooden highlights and a bed. There is a balcony door, a few plants, light switches, Personally, I find the room a bit empty and I would have decorated it a lot more, but that's how they left it in Fixer Upper. Okay, back to the kitchen. As there was no suitable door in the catalog that I could use as a back door, I had to build one myself. With this DIY door, the adjacent kitchen unit finally looked right. The kitchen unit also had this lowered sink next to the dishwasher. In Houseflipper, there is no sink like this to be found. But there is this one cabinet for bathrooms. That was the closest I would get, and the rest had to be done by the molding tool again. There's another appliance next to the sink, but I could not make out what it is and they don't really explain what it is. It looks like a microwave to me, but I'm not sure if it really is one. So I decided to change things up a bit and put a washing machine instead. Makes a lot more sense if you ask me. The kitchen island in the middle of the room was another piece that gave me headaches. Of course, there wasn't something on the catalog that had the right size and the right shape, so I decided to build it myself. But since it's not possible to put chipboard on a molded piece, I first had to build some bricks, then put the chipboard on top and then remove the bricks. I used the same strategy for the tables on the side. I laid some bricks, put plates and everything on them, and then tore the bricks off again. But for some reason that didn't work here. At some point the plates kept falling off, and I'll be honest, without the plates it's fine too. One last thing that kept me busy for quite some time was the wall paneling all over the boat. I mean, it was everywhere. If you don't pay much attention to it, you almost don't notice it, but it really added something to the overall picture. After some more dishes, plants and books, it was finally done. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching and see you on the next video.